Rome isn't just a city, it's a living museum, where every stone has a story. If you've ever dreamed of wandering through time, tasting history, and standing in places that shaped the world, then this list is for you. Let's dive into the top 10 tourist attractions that make Rome unforgettable. Number 5. The Roman Forum. Walking through empire. It might look like a field of broken columns and worn-out stone, but the Roman Forum is where an empire once breathed. Long ago, this was the heart of ancient Rome. Not just a place, it was the center of everything. Politics, religion, justice, and trade all happened here. Emperors gave speeches, laws were made, and history was written in real time. The Forum began over 2,000 years ago. It grew with Rome, building after building rising as the empire expanded. Temples, markets, government halls, all tightly packed into this one powerful space. Walk through it now, and it may seem quiet, but if you pause, you can almost hear the footsteps of senators, the shouting of merchants, the echo of crowds. These ruins are not empty, they're full of stories. The Arch of Titus still stands tall, carved with the victories of war. The Temple of Saturn holds the memory of gods once worshipped. And the stones under your feet, they were walked by Caesar, by Cicero, by the people who shaped the world we live in today. Today, people come from around the world to explore these remains, to touch the past, to imagine what once was. The Roman Forum reminds us that empires rise and fall, but ideas, dreams, and voices can last forever. Here, you're not just visiting a site, you're walking through the echoes of an empire. Number 4. The Vatican Museums. Walls that whisper genius. The Vatican Museums are not just museums, they're a journey through time, faith, and the incredible power of human creativity. It all began in the early 1500s, when the Pope started collecting art, not just to keep it safe, but to share it. Over the centuries, those collections grew, room by room, hall by hall, until they became one of the greatest treasures in the world. Today, the Vatican Museums stretch for miles. You don't just walk through them, you move through centuries. Ancient Egyptian statues, Roman mosaics, Renaissance masterpieces. Every wall, every ceiling, every step tells a part of the human story. And then, at the heart of it all, the Sistine Chapel. You step in, and the world goes quiet. Above you is Michelangelo's ceiling, painted over for years while he stood on scaffolding, day after day. It's not just beautiful, it's overwhelming. Creation, struggle, judgment, hope, all in color and light. But the Vatican Museums aren't frozen in time. People still come every day, from all over the world, to learn, to look, to feel. What began as private collections are now open doors, inviting everyone to witness the genius of the past. The museums remind us that art isn't just decoration, it's memory, it's belief, it's expression. And when we see it, we carry a piece of it with us. In these halls, the past isn't silent, it whispers, and if you listen closely, it speaks to something deep inside us all. Number 3. St. Peters Basilica, Heaven on Earth. In the center of Vatican City, rising high above the skyline, stands St. Peter's Basilica, a place where earth and heaven seem to meet. This isn't just any church, it's one of the holiest places in the Christian world. Built over what is believed to be the tomb of St. Peter, one of Jesus' apostles and the first pope. For centuries, people have come here not just to look, but to feel. Construction began in the early 1500s and took over 100 years to complete. Some of the greatest minds in history worked on it. Michelangelo, Bernini, Bramante, each added their vision, their art, their soul. The result is something beyond words. Step inside, and your eyes are pulled upward. The dome, designed by Michelangelo, opens like the sky itself. Light pours through it, soft and golden, filling the space with a quiet peace. Every corner, every statue, every curve tells a story of faith, beauty, and human effort reaching for something greater. But St. Peter's isn't just about the past, it's alive today. It's where people come to pray, to wonder, to stand in silence. It's a place that welcomes all, believers, travelers, the curious, and the lost. In a world full of noise, St. Peter's offers stillness. In a time of rush, it reminds us to look up, to feel small, but also deeply connected, to remember that some things are built not just with stone, but with heart. St. Peter's Basilica isn't just a building, it's a breath of heaven on earth. Number 2. Trevi Fountain, a wish in every drop. At the end of a quiet street in Rome, the sound of rushing water leads you to something magical. Trevi Fountain. It's not just a fountain, it's a masterpiece. Built in the 1700s, Trevi Fountain marks the end of an ancient Roman aqueduct, one that brought water into the city for over 2,000 years. Even back then, water meant life, and this fountain was a way to celebrate it. The design is grand, almost like a stage. At the center stands Neptune, the god of the sea, riding a shell-shaped chariot pulled by seahorses. Around him, stone figures rise from the water, frozen in motion, as if the fountain itself could come alive. But Trevi Fountain is more than stone and water. It's filled with stories. One of the most famous: if you throw a coin over your left shoulder with your right hand, you're guaranteed to return to Rome. Every day, thousands of people do just that. The coins are collected and used to help those in need. So a simple wish becomes something bigger, something real. In a fast world full of noise, Trevi Fountain slows you down. It invites you to believe, for just a moment, in magic, in hope, in something unseen. The past flows through this fountain, and with every drop, every coin, every wish, it keeps flowing into the future. Number 1. The Colosseum. Echoes of gladiators. In the heart of Rome stands a giant from the past, the Colosseum. Even after nearly 2,000 years, it still takes your breath away. Built in AD AD, this massive arena could hold over 50,000 people. Crowds gathered to watch brutal battles between gladiators, wild animals, and sometimes even mock sea battles. It was a place of blood and spectacle, where life and death played out for entertainment. But the Colosseum wasn't just a stage for violence. It was a symbol of the Roman Empire's strength, its power, and its ability to control both man and nature. Emperors used it to gain popularity, to show the people they could give them excitement, even if it came at a terrible cost. Today, the crowds are different. Tourists from every corner of the world come to stand where ancient Romans once sat. There's no roaring crowd, no clash of swords, but the energy is still there. It lingers in the air, in the worn stone steps, in the open sky above the arena floor. The Colosseum reminds us of how far we've come, and how much we still carry from the past. It's a ruin, yes, but not dead. It lives on in stories, in lessons, in awe. It's more than just a monument. It's a voice from history. And if you listen closely, you can still hear the echoes of gladiators. Whoa. Rome doesn't ask for your attention, it steals it. Whether it's your first visit or your 50th, the Eternal City has a way of making you feel like you belong. Which attraction would you visit first? Let us know, and until next time, keep exploring.